I wanted to do a kids themed video, and there's no kids in around, but I'm just saying I wanted to do a kids video because I haven't done one in a long time, and people are wanting me to do kids detention slips. I think I've done 5 videos full of kids detention slips. So if you have a bad kid, make sure you let me know on my Instagram DMs or something. Show me some homework that they did, and I got you. But this one, Lila Sturgis, Our Lady of Afternoon Naps on Twitter, asked the whole platform, what's the eeriest thing a child has ever said to you? And this is hers. When my daughter was around 4 to 5, she calmly insisted that she had once been married to a man named Brad Huffington. When we asked what had happened to him, she replied with a note of sadness, he was lost at sea. I don't know how that has 239,000 likes because I don't know. Hey Google, who is Brad Huffington? Come on now, every single time. We didn't even get to the second kid yet. If you guys are subscribed to me, hopefully you are. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm letting y'all know. You should know for the last year, Google and I don't know what's going on with our relationship right now, but we this close to be throwing some hands. My 3-year-old laughing early one morning when I woke up with him. Mommy is flying in the kitchen. My wife waking up for the day. 30 minutes later, I just had one of those dreams where I left my body. I flew downstairs into the kitchen. Y'all, my bestie died suddenly when I was 28. It was a complete shock and I'm still shook. About 6 years ago, my then 3-year-old asked me a lot of questions about what I did before he was born. Middle of answering, he says, yeah, I remember. We were best friends, weren't we? Yeah! I don't know. You know what I believe? I believe stuff like this because little kids, what is it called? A portal or something? The veil? Before the veil is lifted or something? I don't know, y'all. I'm dyslexic. But all I'm saying is that I believe kids can see little stuff. I was showing my then 3-year-old son pictures of family. When we got to a picture of my father, my son said, I didn't get burned. My father died in a fire the day before my son was born. My daughter at 4 was looking out the window and asked, how many times y'all gonna say ask? How many times y'all know? Y'all know it's a chore and an obstacle for my throat to say that word, right? My daughter at 4 was looking out the window and asked, where are all those people walking to? I turned to look and she was pointing to an empty cemetery. My son teacher called me and said my son drawn an inappropriate picture. I said, what was the picture? The teacher said, well, I asked the students to draw a picture from a scene of the favorite movie. Well, let's just say his favorite movie is Baby Pork. I did it. It looks like she's crying, but after close speculation, I see that she's actually having a good time. When my son was around 4 or 5, he said, do you remember back when I was big and you were little and we used to eat lunch by the river? He's named after my grandfather who used to take me to the river for picnics. Y'all, if you have a kid that says some creepy stuff like this, make sure you guys comment under my video, okay? When my sister was 2, my mom heard her crying in another room. She went to see why. I told y'all why my mom would leave me in the room and let me cry to work on my vocal cords. That's probably why I always yell. When my sister was 2, my mom heard her crying in another room. I don't know how I ended up being from Maryland. She went to see why she was upset and saw her holding a toy phone to her ear. When asked, my sister said she was crying because she was telling Daddy goodbye. She was inconsolable. He died by suicide 2 days later. When my son was 4, he saw a picture of the Abbey Road cover and look, Mom, that's old-timey London. When I asked how he knew, he said, because of the time I tried to make a left turn, but the train was there. That was with my other family. My child was about 5, and when I was dropping her off at daycare, she grabbed my face with both hands and said, Mama, be careful. With a very serious face, I got into a car accident about 10 minutes later. Y'all, I don't know why I was randomly thinking about this yesterday, but I said it before, either on Twitter, my Facebook, Snapchat, or Instagram. I don't know when I said it, but I know I said it. All I know is that yesterday I was driving and I got stopped, not by a cop or anything, I just got stopped. And I said, all right, well, I guess that means the accident that was supposed to be for me 5 traffic lights from now won't supposed to be for me. I don't know. That's what. Am I the only one that thinks that? Y'all, let me know, because I'm like borderline crazy. My daughter at 4 called me into her room at 1 a.m. and told me she couldn't sleep because she was worried about the boy in the corner. Oh, now I heard. I'd rather have my kid say he's scared of the boogeyman under the bed. She pointed to the corner and said, look at his eyes, mommy. I think he's really sick. Can you hear his mother crying? This kid can see a ghost boy and his ghost mama. I was upstairs getting laundry together. My daughter was 2 or 3. She came in and looked confused. I asked what was wrong. She said she had been in the basement with the other mama. I gotta see the candy first, then I get in the van. I'm not stupid. What? How did that even get in here? Who is that? My daughter, age 3, pointed at my boobs one afternoon and said, those are for milk. I said they used to be when she was a baby, but not anymore. What happened to this baby formula? What is going on in the streets? All right, I don't have any kids, but I've been hearing all this stuff on social media about the recent ban or shortage of baby formula, and people are buying off the shelves like this was 2020 and we didn't have any toilet paper anymore because one person wanted to get the whole shelf. But for real, what is going on? Y'all fill me in because I'm lost at sea right now. I'm Brad Huffington. I said they used to be when she was a baby, but not anymore. And she said, no, they are again. And then 2 days later, found out I was pregnant. We got the baby whisperer up in here. At age 5, my son drew a portrait of our family of 4 with 2 tiny upside down people. Oh, I thought those were bats. A year later, I gave birth to twins. Yo, so you telling me kids can see unknown fetuses now? When my son was 2, he was playing in his room. When I hear him say, sorry, you can't live here. You were never alive, Emma. The freakiest thing about that was I miscarried his twin that I had picked the name Emma for. Well, was he alive? Because I remember what I did it too. Actually, my dad was shot, that I remember, because I had a nanny. At 2 or 3, I don't know the age, but I know I was a young toddler or something. But I was singing the song that she sang to me, and I mentioned it to my dad years later, and he said, how do you remember that? You were like 2 or 3. I'm telling y'all. My son was 4 when he asked, how do I know I am who I am? I don't understand who I am. I know my name, but how did I get this body? What is this, Shakespeare? What is going on? On the way home from daycare, my 3-year-old got sad and said she had a bad day. Why? Because I used to be a grandma, but then I died. Then the doctor took the dirt out of my mouth, and now I'm Josie. Started a year of her telling us about her life as a South American grandma. The vision I have of the doctor taking the dirt out of her mouth, oh my God. I heard someone tell a story about how her daughter was born really close to the anniversary of the Titanic. While giving her a bath around like 3, she said, I was in water like this once. It was really cold and I couldn't keep swimming. Okay, I think that was a reach. I don't know. My son was 6 or so and we were doing a tour of the high school his older brother was to attend. Went into a classroom and the teacher said, bonjour. He then started up a conversation with her in French. We were like, what is he saying? He was telling her about skiing holidays. Yo, I don't even know how to write cursive at 6. Jesus, kid, having a whole conversation. This 6-year-old having a whole conversation in French. Our now 8-year-old son used to tell us all about his past life. Like as soon as he could talk, very consistent and detailed, including names of his family. He said one day they all got sick and he stepped through a wall and I was his new mommy. Until my son was about 3, he used to casually refer to the last time I was alive and things he used to do or people he knew. Once he said, I died in a fire. I did not like that. Eventually this stopped. Hopefully. Then Jessica, like what are you, did you not want it to stop? Dang! Do you mind? I'm gonna pick up trash as soon as I'm reading about dead people. Child, age 4. I remember being born. Parents, really? Child, it was dark like in a suitcase. And then it was unzipped and it was too bright. Parents, ladies and gentlemen, it was in fact a C-section. Yo! I think I remember the time I was born, and I don't think anyone's gonna believe me. I once had a babysitter refuse to ever come to my house again after she heard my then 3-year-old chatting with the man who lives in the attic. Years later, same house, an Uber driver picks me up and says he used to live in our house. Then he asked me, does that ghost still live there? How you just gonna casually ask a stranger if the ghost still lives in the house she lives in? My daughter would stand up in her crib and wave and say, hi, Seesaw, on a regular basis. One day she saw an old photo of my recently passed grandfather. As a young man, she got really excited and yelled, Seesaw! His name was Cecil. Yeah, I'm this close of giving my 2- and 3-year-old nieces a picture of my mama and gonna say, all right, what do you see, girl? What do you see? When my daughter was 4, she started calling me Tweety Bird. My grandma called me that. I hadn't heard that since my grandmother died when I was 10. Last, I was putting my then 3- or 4-year-old daughter to bed one night when she gently cupped my, what's up with these little toddlers grabbing faces? With both hands at that. When she gently cupped my face in her little beautiful hands, her big brown doe eyes lovingly looking into mine and said, Mommy, I will never strangle you. Even the truck driver leaving as soon as I finished that. He said, I ain't listening to, what? There's so many ways to take it. All right, make sure you guys comment and let me know the creepiest things your kids said. And speaking of Instagram, nobody said Instagram but me, but speaking of Instagram, I plan on doing a video of the creepiest DMs, the thirst trap DMs that you have received. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram too and send me that picture, all right? Or Snapchat, it don't matter. But I prefer Instagram. DM me those pictures because I want to see it. Or tweet. All right, whatever platform you have, I'm sure I have it too. All right, bye.
Thumbs up if you don't. Thumbs up anyway, cause you will. Thumbs up, cause you will. Thumbs up. But with that being said, thumbs up.